Hi everyone, welcome to Digital Blast Gaming. I'm Spencer H. And today we have an update for you. We're going to do a quick one here, knock some stuff out. We have some interesting stuff. The bridge is open for SpiderTanks, so you can go from Geary back over to Ethereum. And we're going to talk about that, talk about a few of the updates that are available as well, and go over those that are in Discord. But first, what we want to do is look at the SpiderTank price here, or not SpiderTank price, but the Silk price, and it is currently 77 cents. Now, the last one I did, I think it was about $1.60, somewhere in there. It has dropped because the bridge opened. People have taken some Silk out. And so that's going to lower the price, right? And that's exactly what I expected to happen. We'll kind of look at the chart here. I put it on the 7-day. Here it was $1.40 here, and you can kind of see right here where it really dipped off. And we're going to go over that a little bit here because I got an interesting email. As you all know, I have not been able to claim my Silk from the treasure chest. And it's been an ongoing thing for about 3-4 weeks now, practically since they launched the game. So we got an email, and I copied that, and we'll put it over here. We're going to read this real quick. This is from Jacob R., and this came out the 14th. They launched the bridge on the 13th at 5 o'clock. This came at 5:05 p.m. It says, "Hi. First, thanks for all of your patience while we perform some maintenance and upgrades to our system during the launch of Geary. Our engineers have been hard at work and have deployed a fix for the issue causing an error while trying to claim your Silk to Geary. Please log out and log back in and log back on a fresh web browser, and you may try again. If you still receive an error, please reply back to the ticket and let us know," with a smiley face. Kind regards, Jacob. Now, there's plenty of other people I know that this has happened to as well. So there's a lot of people that this was affected by. They could not do upgrades. I don't believe in coincidences, and this came out exactly 24 hours after they opened up the bridge. So that tells me they had the fix. They knew what was going on. I don't believe in coincidences. That's really crappy on Gala's part. This has nothing to do with game media. This is all on Gala. Gala is the ones that they actually help with all the Web3 thing. They don't actually make the game. They make games, but they only have a few of their own. This is a different one. So there's a partnership here. And there's some stuff out there that you know, it definitely explains that there's a partnership here. Well, their side of it's the NFTs and to make sure that the Web3 part works. I'm disappointed because, well, they claim all this Web3 stuff and you can own your own game and stuff like that. In fact, I think I have a picture of that here somewhere. Let's take a look at this. Play, own, earn. With centuries of in-house AAA gaming experience and the most cutting-edge Web3 tech in the world. Oh, you mean the wallets that don't work? Oh, okay. Oh, but you found a fix for them exactly 24 hours after you launched, after you opened up the bridge that people could sell. Now, I'm not mad that I can't sell. That's not the issue here. That the whole gaming experience was ruined because this was not rolled out properly is the problem. And it ruined it for other players. What I'm mad about is that they're destroying the game from the inside. That's exactly what Gala is doing here. Because they don't have a good process of rolling things out. They don't communicate. Everything's a big secret. There is no secret. We know what you're doing. It's obvious. And it says, take a minute to set up your free Gala Games account today and learn what it means to truly own your gaming assets. No, I don't think we own our gaming assets. Not when you get emails like this and nobody fixes anything and then they move forward without fixing something first. But you know what? They already had it fixed. They knew. That's why everybody got an email 24 hours after they launched the honor system. And that's where we're going next. The honor system. Here we go. If you go into Discord, you can get the link there to the Medium blog. I'll post it as well. It's finally out. It's not just for Gala Gold people. You guys can go ahead and read this. This is the honor system. A lot of people compare it to the Chinese credit score. We'll dig into this deeper it's going to need its own little video, but it is definitely out there, and you guys can go look at it. It's right here. It explains what's going on. If you read this, their math is completely wrong in this. They did not fix that. Try to get them to fix it. 3% of 1,000, 300 of 1,000 is not 10%. That's like 30%, and it gets worse, right? So this is very confusing. We'll go over it all together. Basically, you can pull 1% out without it affecting your honor score. Your honor score will affect how many VP points that you earn per day. And then that'll affect what you get in Silk, okay? So be careful before you go pulling stuff out. The other thing you need to know is it's very expensive because you have to get Ethereum and Gala. Then you have to transfer that to the Geary network in order to pay for the fees to get any of the Silk off of the bridge. In a nutshell, that's how it works, all right? But we will do a separate video just for that. Oh, a little sneak peek there. Did you see that? All right, so we're going to get into this. There's some other stuff coming, but I wanted to go over the announcements here because it goes along with something today, hot, fresh off the press at 11, which is almost 2 hours old here. It says, hey, folks, so we recently discovered an issue that has affected the number of users in regards to Honor, the Honor system, right? Simply put, the Honor balance and transactional calculations sending Silk Geary to another account or bridging it out of Ethereum are calculated once per day. We've discovered a bug in which Silk is not accounted for in the total Silk balance. So they have a problem with this, and it says, what does this mean? For example, if you have 100 Silk and they mint 10 of it to Geary, then send 1 Silk to a friend, the honor calculations at the time of the transaction will see the total balance as 0 Silk in Geary at the time 1 Silk was sent. This will result in losing 100% of your honor, which means you will earn jack crap. Yeah, you're going to earn nothing. Absolutely nothing at that point. So very dangerous. Be careful what you guys do. It's not working correctly, and that's too bad. Again, hurting the gaming experience because they did not test this before. They did not have things set up because they're too worried about people dumping. And the only people that they really have to worry about dumping should be the ancients. And the big problem with that is the spread between ancients and all the others are so far apart that if you're an ancient owner and you have nodes, you are good to go, man. You can dump away. Now you can't dump all of your stuff. Like, you have to do it in a precise calculation, but that's the real key to this. And those guys earn the most. And that's who I would be worried about the most, is the people that own that. Now, they also, power in numbers. I get this too. They didn't want a bunch of people just farming Silk, and taking it out either, right? So I get that part of it. There's power in numbers. You get a lot of little tanks. It does add up, even if it's not an ancient. But for the most part, this is a small community. We're going to get into some of the stats. I believe I have that up here. But first, so the engineers are working on it. So he says, in the meantime, if you're going to transfer or bridge out any of the Silk, if you send Silk to another Silk account on Geary, it's what do they call it? They call that a bad action. And we'll get into that later too. But that's a bad action, and they take away your honor for that because they don't want you sending it to other people for any reason. So, I mean, they have their reasons. We'll get into it later. But so what you want to do is 4 p.m. So if you're doing that, wait until 4 p.m. for the next honor checkpoint to occur before performing any actions with it to ensure that your balance isn't miscalculated and the honor that shouldn't be lost isn't lost, right? So, yeah, that sucks if those guys that went down to 100% for sending like one silk out because the thing's not calculated right and not reading right. And then what ends up happening is they get an email for like a month. Oh, we can't fix this and blah, blah, blah. And they just screwing people, right? Like instead of undoing what they did, because they can't do that because it just gets all out of whack because they haven't done this in proper steps in order to get this going. And what would have solved all of this was if they actually launched working wallets before they launched a game. That was the biggest screw up of the entire SpiderTanks launch. And that went south. I think something needs to be done at SpiderTanks. I don't know what that is, but I believe not at SpiderTanks. I'm sorry. Sorry, Game Media. You guys are awesome. Something at Gala is seriously wrong. And the community knows it. They can see it, and it's scary. Let's go on to the next. So I put up some stats here. So the DAU yesterday was 992 people. That's pretty low. Last week it was sitting around 1,200, so we're losing even more players because of the gaming experience, I believe, is so horrible. And people are just fed up with this, It's not anything they said it was going to be, and then they change the rules, and then people get screwed really hard, and it just ruins the whole gaming experience. It's not the ultimate goal is the gaming experience, and you should have users. If you have users, if you don't have users because you have a horrible gaming experience, the game is crap. That's all there is to it. You can have the best actual game in the world, but when you screw it up with economics, and you don't understand how things should be rolled out, and you're not properly implementing things in a timely manner and fashion, it ruins the gaming experience, not only for one person, but for everybody, because this is a community as a whole. Like, you need other players to play this game. It's that simple of a concept. Apparently they have that figured out, and we'll look at that. So the VP silk ratio now is roughly 3,333 to 1. So it's gone down even more. The silk price is currently at 76 cents, roughly right in there, and give or take. Okay, so another thing that I want to let you guys know that's important, what I think they're doing here is this is kind of like a soft launch, and they were going to give it a couple months, and I believe here at the end of December, they're going to reevaluate everything because they know that this doesn't work. I mean, they're obviously going to see that this doesn't work. But what I think they did, and I think they're going to adjust a few things come next year, is what I think they're actually going to do. So they're rolling this out to the best of their ability because they didn't have things organized right, and they were hitting up against deadlines. It is basically what it comes down to. SpiderTanks had to fulfill their end of the promises, Gala had to fill their end of the promises to Game Media, which made the game SpiderTanks. Okay, so by doing that, I think they had to get this thing actually launched. Okay, so they said it was launched. The Web3 part is an absolute disaster. I would beg to differ whether or not you actually own your assets with what they're doing. Some people, they've had Gala repeatedly taking out, trying to bridge. So that's scary too. They did not address that one in there. But be careful out there with what you do. You might just want to play this game and hang out, I don't know that I'd want to really bridge anything. I have not bridged anything. That was not my intentions. I don't need to cash out a ton of this right now or anything. That's not where I'm at with any of this. That was not the goal. I wanted to play, have some fun, and I was really looking forward to tournaments. But that's looking really bad too. So we'll see what we can do. We'll see what happens with things and as this goes. But what I'm trying to say is they're going to do this soft launch for these 2 months. They're going to reevaluate it, and they only put 5% out. So I think what they're going to do is kind of put a little bit out and reformulate this to figure it out instead of just, like Towncoin. They just started dumping, minting a ton of Towncoin, and then people were just constantly selling off, and that's what they're trying to prevent. Again, the big problem with that was all the ancients, all the people that own the ancients, the higher NFTs. Those were the people that were selling off because they gave them the most. So if Gala really wants to get this under control, one, they would roll things out in a timely manner and in organized fashion, and they would also decrease the spread of the ancient NFTs to all of the others. That would fix a ton of problems inside there, and if we could get some great communications from Gala to the community, which would be awesome. If we had somebody that was, assigned to each game, and that was like the PR spokesperson, would be absolutely incredible. Then, and give regular updates on it and stuff, and what's really going on. Kind of like some of the stuff that I'm trying to do, and try to engage with the community a little bit. That would be great. So let's look on further to what they have actually going here. There's some new stuff coming out. Let's pull this up. So if you look on OpenSea, and I believe this one is, so this is under Townstar. They have a Friezo Epic skin right here, and then they have a new body and a new weapon, the jet body and the triple threat. Now these are commons. I don't know what this is for. There's been some mention. I know if there's some founders nodes, they'd be getting a tank. I don't know if that's part of this or what, or if they're just planning on selling new stuff. But remember, there is always new things coming to this game, whether it's good or bad. Then there's also the Avalanche rare skin. So I don't know, a little snowy. It's wintertime. We'll see what happens there. And that's a rare. And then right here we have the T-Rex. So on the Townstar one right here, they have the Ancient T-Rex, the Legendary, and the Epic. Let's switch over to the SpiderTanks collection. Then they have the T-Rex. That's the rare, the uncommon, and the common. They also have another one here. Let's look at this skin. They have something planned with Coinbase. So let's keep an eye on this. So they have a Coinbase skin and a Coinbase prop. It says Coinbase wallet. That is some convenient advertising. So my guess is what they're going to do here is they're probably going to launch Silk on Coinbase. And when they launch Silk on Coinbase, we're going to have, there might be something if you purchase or sign up, or maybe there's a tutorial. Anyways, there's going to be an advertising campaign done with Coinbase, I'm guessing for the launch of Silk on Coinbase. I could be wrong about that, but they're obviously doing something here. So we have a prop and a skin coming from Coinbase somehow. How we get those, we don't know, but we will be paying attention. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today. Remember, like, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. And until then, if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. It's a free way to help us move forward. Thanks for everything. We'll see you guys.